Welcome into Dumb Drafts, the only podcast where you can go to listen to people have dumb drafts. On today's episode, we are going to be drafting the all-time Philadelphia news teams. Now, the rules are pretty simple. Each of the competitors are going to pick 3 overall news anchors or news people, 1 meteorologist, and 1 sports person. Now, the caveat is you have to select a person from each of the major 4 stations. So you have Fox, NBC, CBS, and ABC. Let me introduce your combatants for today's dumb draft. First of all, we have the maestro himself making his return to podcasting for the first time in 6 years, Kyle Scott.
Do I say anything?
Did
you tell people this was Philadelphia?
Well, this is Philadelphia. There we go. Great.
There you go.
Okay. Next up, we have the machine himself, Kevin Kincaid.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here. You know, having worked for 7 years in local television, I feel as though if I don't win this, then I'm a failure.
Next up, we have our man in charge of everything legal at XL Media. Of course, that is Robert Linden. Give it up for him over there.
Russell, very excited to be here today. What a dumb draft this will be.
Arguably the most intelligent person writing for the site right now. So intelligent, in fact, we have to put him on a 1 article per 2 months quota. Tim Riley.
I'm working on my book chronicling Crossing Broad and its history, so that's been keeping me busy.
I honestly can't even tell if he's joking. He has the inside remit on Slack, so it could be problematic. That could be the tell-all book no one wants.
And last but not least, me. So our esteemed judge for today's episode is none other than video guy Craig Dudek. Craig.
On a clean flight, gentlemen, no below the belt hits.
Craig, you're like 17. Are you going to be able to adequately judge some of these people from the past?
Absolutely not.
Craig's seen the Goonies, so I'm confident he has some knowledge.
So I just want to get clear here. Like some of these stipulation we discussed pre-match, okay? So there was a switch in 1994 from CBS to NBC.
You're going to blow his mind.
The person at the time had to be working for the CBS or the NBC affiliate. So they flipped. KYW/CBS was under NBC before, and then it flipped. So whichever broadcasting network was the parent at the time is what they're currently eligible for. Okay? That's one.
That is correct.
And then anyone who has appeared on any of these stations at any time in a news role is eligible for that station. There's no minimum games played requirement. Are we in agreement on that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what if they had a previous what if a person had a previous arrest? Are they eligible?
They better be.
Okay, because you could put together
crossing broadcast.
Yeah, you could put together an all-star team if you wanted to.
Heads, drugs, alcohol. It's another all-star team.
And you got to think about the chemistry in the locker room, though, Kevin. Do you want that presence in your room, in your newscast?
I know it's a lot.
Do you want that guy who checks people's emails and carries on illicit affairs? Do you want that?
Yeah. Do you really want somebody on your team who punched a New York cop in the face?
So just to be clear here, once we've all gone through our entire drafts, Craig, the impartial judge, is going to pick his top 2 news teams, and those 2 combatants are then going to go before the judge and pitch their case, make their case for why they have the best news team. Now, of course, you can follow this podcast over on Twitter at Dumb Drafts, and when things are done, you can certainly go there and let us know what we got right and what we got wrong. And if you have a much more lengthy comment that you want to get, of course, you can send us an email, dumbdrafts@gmail.com. All right, gents.
Just like you, it doesn't have a Crossing Broad email address.
Oh! That's just hurtful. All right. Let's go to the wheel. I have a wheel over here. I don't know how I'm going to share this.
Correct? Snake draft.
Yes,
yeah, it's gonna be a snake draft. So let me share really quick if I can. I have the wheel pulled up here with each of our names on it. I don't want anybody to think that there are shenanigans at play.
You could share your screen. This is teams.
Yeah, I know, I'm trying.
You're our team champion. Let's go.
I'm working at it. Okay, pal. All right, there we go.
While you're working, I'll call out one other thing, right? So the 5th wild card has to be the last round, right? You can't double up on Action News in rounds 1 and 2, right? You got to choose all four news teams prior.
That's correct.
But the wild card can, however, serve as your sports or meteorologist?
Yeah, that's correct.
Kyle,
They
you're
can-
the
they
guy
can
who
serve-
drafts.
they can serve
You're the
any
guy who
role.
drafts the kicker in like the 5th round of the fantasy
Yeah.
draft. Throws everything off.
Right here.
Your wild card can be
Next level.
any position on the news team. Any position on the news team is totally fine. All
I've
right,
already
I got
forgotten
the
like
field.
every rule here. So
Traffic people, they're not on their weather, right? They're just on their general news, right? Like I want to
Traffic,
throw out a Matt
interesting.
Pellman. If I go Matt Pellman in the first round, right? Is that my kicker?
I mean,
I think
guess-
traffic is up to
Totally
your
kidding.
up to your discretion, right? Do you want
I
to do
guess-
that or not?
Yeah.
I guess if you're
Hey,
really
you can put the traffic guy in the anchor seat. Throw a little
All right, so
shit
here we
block
go, guys.
over the big
Here's
chair.
Let's do it.
here's the wheel,
wow,
and can you guys see that?
Yeah.
wheel decide for you. I like that. All right.
Yeah, here we go.
Good.
So here we go. So the first pick
Wow.
in
Hey, where's
our
the- where's
dumb
the arrow?
draft
Oh fuck.
goes to Robert. Robert gets the first pick in the
Oh
draft.
my.
So
That's
should
like
we let
giving
him
the
pick-
Patriots. Robert has such weird and deep knowledge on dumb.
Now, should we let him pick now, or should we establish the draft order?
No,
before?
no, establish the order.
Okay.
He's got to know who's picking behind.
All
him.
right. Second
Think
up.
his whole strategy.
Second up is Tim.
Nah, we're screwed.
Here we go.
We're
Tim will
screwed.
have the second pick in the draft.
It's rigged.
That leaves.
Look at this.
No,
Look
error.
at this.
Yeah.
Going
Next up
error.
is error
this.
establishing a connection.
We're off to a great start. Nope, we got to spin. We got to keep spinning.
It doesn't
supposed to
throw the
drop them
names
off.
out as you go.
Huh?
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
It was
That
landing.
was-
Look, it keeps landing on him. I don't know.
Nothing. Kevin, he just skipped you.
I feel like I got
Oh, look
screwed
at
there.
this. Look at this.
You want to go Kevin at number 3?
No.
Like
If you
I
want to
screwed
play,
up.
if you want to play that, you can play that. It's fine.
No,
I'll play.
It's fine.
I think we know
Kevin
who's
gets to pick
drafting
number
Larry
3.
Messi.
No. I'm not gonna be. I will not have my name besmirched. If you
Take
think it's
it.
gonna land on
Take
Kevin,
it,
fine.
Russ.
Kevin's
Take it.
now. Kevin's 3. Kevin's 3. I'm 4,
No,
and then that
it
means
wasn't locked in. No, he wants. Kevin
No,
wants
I
the
want-
serpentine. Russ
No,
is
I
three.
want the serpentine. Yeah.
Russ is 3.
That's right.
Russ is
Russ
3.
is 3.
Russ is
Now
only-
it comes
I know, I
between,
have the
it's
worst spot in
between
the draft.
what Kevin and Kyle, right?
Only 97 more spins to go.
And it's Kevin. Now,
Oh,
the
the
nice.
interesting
Okay,
thing here
I'll
is
take this.
Kyle has already overthought this entire process.
All right.
So for better or worse, I think we're in a scenario where Kyle's probably going to feel pretty good about whatever he ends up doing. He claims he's got deep cuts ready to go. So I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see how this goes.
All right.
All right.
Tim, is this just
So-
a formality? Or Robert, is this just a formality at this point?
I mean,
Do you
Come
need
on.
the music?
yeah. If you could cue that just
Yeah.
iconic music
Give me a sec.
in the editing process.
I'll do.
Do we have the
all
PHL 17 music or?
Yeah, get the Telemundo music ready.
Hold on. Here you go.
But please,
This
the
is
number
making my
one.
life editing a lot harder. All right.
The number one pick of any dumb draft podcast, the man, the myth, the legend, Jim Gardner. Who else could it be? The
Yeah.
father of Philadelphia, just one of the most glorious mustaches the city has ever seen. He's one of those guys that he's like, you don't want him. If he ever got mad at you, you'd be more upset if he said like, I'm disappointed in you. That's how you view Jim Gardner in this city. It could have only been him. Go to the next pick. That's it. Done and done. Jim Gardner.
Side note, I believe he did follow Crossing Broad on Twitter, so
Oh,
he might see this. Let me check. I need to know that.
He's a number one pick. He should be doing a press conference.
that's right. Jim, follow Cog and Toboggan on Twitter, please. Or Robert XL at me at that Twitter account too. That'd be
He
great.
still follows. We're one of only 751 accounts he follows.
Beautiful.
That's a
Make
good
sure you
deal.
tag him.
All right.
Tag him.
With the second
All right.
overall pick in the dumb draft, Tim selects.
Oh, there's so many ways you can go here. Do you build around a weather person? There's an elite weather person.
It's like a wide receiver. You can't do that.
No, it's more like a tight end. I think it's more like a tight end.
It drives ratings.
But you
Kyle
know what?
Pitts.
I value versatility in the number 2 position. Someone who can be behind the anchor desk, someone who can get out and do field reports, someone who has deep and abiding historical knowledge of this city and its people. And that is Larry Kane.
Oh yeah.
Larry.
Damn it.
Wow.
That's-
Damn it!
Larry Kane is awesome. And for the people who are, I'm surprised Russ knows who he is, but that's great.
Yeah.
Anyone who doesn't know who Larry Kane is, this guy has spoken with the Beatles. He's spoken with Martin Luther King, Cecil B. Moore, Frank Rizzo. He had a very deep Rolodex in this city, and he is a legend.
You're not allowed to talk about
Tim,
Frank
Tim,
Rizzo.
there's a legitimate question that needs to come into play, and this is something that I was looking forward to at pick number 3.
Yeah.
Larry Kane's the only guy to work for each of the 4 Philly stations. So which station do you want to tie him to?
Well, if I have to declare now, I'm going to declare him for CBS.
Yeah,
Wow, a lot of versatility
Smart.
with that pick.
Smart, yeah. I mean, you gotta. It's the shortest roster.
I mean, Jim Gardner was definitely number 1, but I like Larry Kane in number 2 position. I like the value.
It's a great pick. It's great. All right, Russ, you're up. Illegally.
That has thrown my entire draft
Oh no.
into the wood chipper.
Russ knew one guy who's older than 40.
I was so proud of myself for having that one at all that I'm a little bit thrown off.
Russ is gonna panic and reach for Sue Stereo with a third pick.
I'm not saying you're wrong. You very likely could be right.
Larry Mente's just sitting there, Russ. Just sitting there.
Russ doesn't remember.
Waiting in the
who Larry
green room, checking emails as we speak.
Colin Campbell's still on the board too.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, this is so bad for me. I thought I was gonna have.
Did you have a list of like 3 people, Russ? What are you doing here?
I was so excited for it.
It's like the Vikings draft where they didn't get their picking in time, and then the next teams get the pick.
You're on the clock.
Russ only knows 5 newscasters.
Okay, you broke down 2 people.
Listen, that's not entirely wrong. I'm gonna go with a really big reach here.
Oh,
Oh God.
I know where he's going.
Where am I going, Kyle?
Hurricane Schwartz.
You're exactly right. Hurricane.
Wow.
You're so
First round pick.
Hurricane
First round pick.
Schwartz.
It's your thing.
see
It's
that.
like Trey Lance.
What a JV pick. Nothing against Hurricane. That's a JV pick. You would
Fell
go
for the bow tie.
Yeah,
Listen, I go for the bow tie. I go for a guy who's got real enthusiasm in what he does.
all right.
All
right, okay.
Well, I worked at Eyewitness News from 2009 to 2016, so I feel as though it's my duty and my responsibility to draft my first pick from Eyewitness News, and I'm going to go ahead and select the most wonderful woman that I have ever had the pleasure of working with in my entire life, the nicest person you will ever meet, a Philadelphia, Pennsylvania broadcasting pioneer. That would be Pat Shiraki.
Oh, good call.
Ooh.
Pick.
Good one.
Good pick. All right, so I get 2 here, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
Rocky's was she around then? Like how late did she stick around?
She retired. Pat retired actually after. So Pat is a big Catholic, and she retired after the Pope visit.
Okay.
It was like the perfect put a bow on a career kind of event. Yeah, it's like going out on top. It's like Mark Zumoff if the Sixers actually won it all.
Thanks, Ben Simmons.
Womp.
Yeah.
All right.
I think Ben forced Zoo to say I've had enough of this shit. Let's wrap it up.
God. All right. I had this guy pegged high on my board. I didn't I thought maybe I can get him mid to late second round, but I think out of sheer respect, if you gotta, look, Action News is the deepest stable of talent here, but out of sheer respect, gotta go number 1 overall pick, Kyle Scott, Gary Papa.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
that's a
great.
good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
Gotta
It's
go
good.
Gary Papa. There is a local bar cover singer named Matty Q who plays down at the Jersey Shore line. He plays in Sea Isle and he plays in Delaware. And the year 2009 when Papa died, he would play the Action News theme song, and the entire OD would start chanting pounding the ceiling, chanting Gary Papa's name. So out of sheer
Oh, you're an
respect.
OD guy? That I'm shocked by
Like-
that.
like 14 years ago.
Well, yeah, I hope so. I mean, you're not 21 anymore.
Last place in the world I think you'd walk into in 2020 or 2021.
Now, do they just let Nova guys in for free, or do you have to pay the cover too?
It's fair. No, the Princeton. You get in for free at the Princeton if you want to know.
Gotcha.
All right, so number 2 overall. This could be controversial.
So now you're going for, we're in round 2.
Round 2.
The 6th overall pick, but with the first round of the second, or the first pick of the second round of the draft, you take.
This is tough. There's 2 different ways you can go here, right? You can go for the best overall, or you can look by position. Position being the news bracket that they're in, or the news team that they're on. And some are thinner than others, for sure.
That is true.
You know, there's a real wild card out there, though. I think maybe they fall to later rounds. So I'm going to go number 2 overall. Little controversial, but really good, well-respected, solid newsman. Always gets the inside scoop, whether or not it's legal. Let me go Larry Menti.
Oh,
nice.
Menti.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, the locker room dynamics in Kyle's news facility just gotten very interesting.
Now that rules out Alicia Lane, right? So he can't draft Alicia Lane.
I know. Although Larry was at 10, right? So I could choose here, right?
Yeah, you could. If you wanted to pair Alicia Lane and Larry Menti, you could. You just have to make sure he changes his password.
And hire a very strong HR department.
I can't use up my 10 on Larry Menti. So I'm going to use up my 3, my CBS. So that's Larry Menti CBS.
All right, so I'm
Guys,
up
can
now,
we do a macro view here for a second? So in the first round, 2 CBS, 2 ABC, 1 NBC, nobody from Fox. Overall, in the first 6 picks, CBS has more drafted players right now than any other network. And to Kyle's point, ABC has the deepest stable. So you're going to get value late in the draft.
Yeah, Action News is like Alabama,
Yes.
man.
They were
absolute
They
powerhouse.
were the number 3 network before the changeover in 94, 95, ABC. And then they
If
took
this was
off.
Howie Roseman, he would just draft Fox 29 people in the first round. He'd leave all the Action News people until the third round.
Howie Roseman, he's a good guy.
Howie reaches on like a Joe Stazak.
Okay, I'm up, right? Okay, I would just like to point out that out of picks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 so far, there have been 5 men. I was the only person to pick a woman. I'm the only person who takes diversity seriously in this draft. And I'm going to continue with that theme with a person. I know when you think of diversity, you think of white kid from Boyertown, right? So,
Kane carrying the woke card.
I'm going to go with somebody who I think could have very easily been a first round draft pick. I felt like she slipped a little bit. She kind of fell down the board, but I'm going to trade up and get her. I'm going to take Cecily Tynan.
That's a great pick. That's a great
That's
pick.
what I was thinking for round 1. My pick was too early.
It's a great pick. It's a great pick.
Yes.
Cecily Tynan, Rush. She works at ABC. Said you picked Glenn Hurricane Schwartz.
Ugh.
Can we talk? So we're all in agreement here that the wide angle shot on 6 ABC is just a Cecily cam, right?
I think we can agree. I think we can agree that Cecily ages in reverse.
Yeah,
She's the Benjamin Button of Philadelphia news.
Craig, you're the video guy here. That camera is set 2 feet off the floor with a fish angle lens, so a hologram can come out of the floor just so Cecily can walk around that in a dress, right? I mean, that's the unspoken intention here, correct?
Don't answer that, Craig. It's a setup.
It's not a setup. I mean,
he has to be careful what he says, or he might get canceled.
I could never once tell you what kind of pants Hurricane Schwartz wears, so leave it at that. Presumably doctors.
Russ is recusing himself from that as well.
Russ isn't a teacher anymore. He can let loose.
That's true.
Russ,
I'm just here so I won't get fined.
You're up again. Do you have any more people written down? Do you know any other people?
Yeah, I do. Don't worry. I'm actually going to go with somebody. Let me stretch this one again. Let me go with. I'm kind of surprised, unless I'm missing something here, and maybe I am. I want to go with somebody who brings a little bit of credibility and a little bit of professionalism. I'm going to go with Yuki.
Oh, I like him.
Yuki
Good pick.
Washington.
I was hoping he would
Loves
drop.
Yuki's my guy, man. He's like the easiest dude to work with.
I want the face of my network to balance fun and professionalism. That's what I've got right now with Hurricane Schwartz and Yuki Washington.
Russ,
You guys
you're like,
remember-
I was in a fantasy football draft once where a guy drafted Jamarcus Russell and then later drafted Brett Favre. That kind of reminds me of your draft strategy here. With the Schwartz, Yuki Washington selections. Your number 2 pick is so much better than your first pick, but that's all right.
Does anybody remember Yuki's ball bag gate?
No.
He was in the Penn relays like years back. There's a Crossing Broad post on it. And someone, I actually think it wound up on Deadspin, got their hands on it, an old picture of Yuki running in the Penn relays. And his shorts were so short that it looked like you could see his ball bag in the thing. I think he had I got to go back, but I'm pretty sure he had to issue a correction to say that he was wearing like shorts underneath.
Yuki was he was an athlete back in the day.
Yeah, that's what I
At
mean.
least he didn't say he was wearing bloomers. That would have been.
He was a sports guy too. I think a lot of people remember Yuki being a sports guy back in the day before he became a news anchor.
All right.
Big
so
sports guy.
I'm up, right, Russ? Am I up now?
Russ.
Yeah.
Yes, you're next.
Sport, Russ?
What?
How are you using him? Kevin brings up a good point.
What was Kevin's point?
You could do Yuki's
spreadsheet.
was a sports anchor in addition to a news anchor, so he could fit either one of those.
I will use Yuki as the sports guy.
Oh,
Interesting.
okay. All right.
All right. Well, I'm up. I'm going to keep it rolling. And
Actually, no, scratch that. No, I take that back. I take that back. I want him as an anchor. He's an anchor. Anchor. We're good.
all right. Well, I'm going to keep it rolling here. Well, I know I got another pick coming up shortly, but Rob's got 2. I know he's going to clean up. So,
Wait, guys.
who won't Rob pick?
Hmm.
I have to think. I think I am going to go to weather here. And I like there's one guy I really like, and the only thing
You could
is
take the weather guy that's going to
Kevin-
piss off Kyle. Because
Kevin
we
got-
all know who Kyle's pick
Kevin
is.
got in my head about diversity, but you know what?
Mhm.
I know I can rectify that in later rounds. So I am going to go with. No, I'm not going to go there. Nope.
Ooh.
I'm going to go with Don Stensland instead. Kevin got in
Wow.
my head.
Wow. That's a reach.
I'll be declaring her for Fox. No, it's not a reach, Cobb, because you know what? I need to have a nice balance on my anchor desk. I have Larry Kane and I have Don Stensland. That's a good team. And you know what? There's no discord in the Minty household. They both got drafted in the second round.
Oh, man.
What network did you say that was again, Tim?
I'll be declaring her for Fox.
Okay.
Don Stensland, who now appears on the Rich Zeoli show. On
Can't keep talent
WPHT.
down, Kevin. Cannot keep talent down.
No, that's right.
So what did you
married.
say her category was again?
Married to Larry Mentu.
She's a main anchor.
Okay.
For you guys who are wondering, I dropped a link to that Yuki story we referenced in case Craig wants to edit this in later.
That's
Oh, there you go.
really helpful to the listeners of Dumb Drafts. All right, we got to pick up the pace a little bit here. We're only in
right.
round 2. We said we wanted it to be a half-hour show, and yeah, okay.
All right, let's go.
All right.
Right on schedule. All right. Let's see. I got 2 picks coming here. So, oh my God. You threw me for a loop by picking Yuki. I was really hoping Yuki would fall to me. So, all right. I'm going to go my second pick. I'm going to go a little Airport Johnny, John Clark, NBC sports anchor.
I'm
If you
surprised
need to know if a flight's on time, John's gotcha. He'll be all over those interviews. Oh, man. Okay. All right. John, you're my man. You're on board. Team Robert here. Third pick. Let's kick off the third round. I'm gonna go weather personality. And I'm gonna go with a little, and I love this pick. I'm gonna go a little Kathy Orr.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Weather woman.
Now, are you
Interesting.
going with? Are you
No,
going?
no, hold on,
Wait.
because he just picked Kathy Ord. I'm taking Dave Roberts off the board right now.
Yes, yeah. Dude, Tim,
Okay.
that is an absolute
Mm.
fault to you.
Hmm.
Yeah, I knew. You know what? I didn't. I basically had to say, is he going to take Dave Roberts? And that would have been smarter to take him in the second round. But that's not fun. That's not living.
Now, hang on. Is Cog going with Fox Kathy or CBS Kathy or
going
NBC
Fox.
Kathy or
Fox Kathy Orr. Now,
Okay, all right,
now Kathy Orr, look, I like Dave Roberts, but I needed a little class. I needed a little regality on this team. Kathy Orr fits the bill. And we've been scouting her for a while, and she's gonna slide right in. So she'll be great.
I mean, this is like the Devontae Smith or who was the other guy drafted before? I'm already blanking on his name.
Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase. Who do you take?
Ooh, right, two powerhouses.
Yeah.
For Dave Roberts to be the 4th overall weather person just shows the inexperience of this group. That is completely inexcusable.
You had
So to
plenty
this
of
point,
chances
we
to
have-
pick him.
Yeah,
Kyle.
you let
So
him.
we all know.
slide.
We all know that means Kyle.
Dave
Kyle
Roberts
is
my number
inevitably.
2.
Kyle's inevitably going to take Adam Joseph as his weather person. It's just a matter of where.
I can't.
So.
Pop.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, Russ, you are on the clock.
There's a method.
So continuing with my theme of professionalism and also having fun, I'm going to go with an anchor who is going to get headlines. I want an anchor who could potentially cause problems. Somebody who's going to get himself in trouble on social media and potentially is going to draw in eyeballs like the Monday Night Wars. What
Oh my
will he
God.
do next?
I know who
want
you're
Mike
going with.
Jarrett. Mike Jarrett.
Oh, okay. Mike Jarrett.
Ooh, interesting.
That's a good one.
It is interesting. What an eclectic group. So what do you got? What do you got? Jarek, Hurricane Schwartz. Who else do you have?
Yuki Washington.
Oh man, what a group. That's a fun newscast though. That's a fun.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm here for.
I'm going for dysfunction. You're going for fun. All right.
All right. Well, quite frankly, you guys should be embarrassed that you let this person fall as far as they have. I mean, what are we on, like in the teens right now? And the fact that he was not a top 10 pick is ridiculous. He recently retired. I'm adding Vi Sikahema to my team.
Wow.
Kevin's just going.
I had a.
He's doing sports for me.
When I was at the prep, Vi did a little career day thing. I signed up for journalism, but they put me in television journalism, which I had no interest in. But that guy was awesome, and he could read anything you put in front of him, smooth as silk.
Read what's on the prompter.
Yeah.
Kev, who else do you have?
Pat Shiraki, Cecily Tynan, and Vi Sikahema.
God, that is.
I think that's the leader in the clubhouse
That
right
is
now.
a machine.
Pretty good.
A machine-like team.
That's
All right,
right.
so I got 2 here. All right, I'm gonna go. So I got Gary Papa as my 6 sports guy. Have Larry Menti on the anchor desk for 3. Gonna go Fox. This is a next level pick right here, guys. Joining Larry Menti on the anchor desk, Chanel Jones,
Chanel.
current host of the Today Show.
Yeah, she got a nice
More
promotion, man.
successful
Went up to
than
New
anybody
York.
on this list, by the way. All right, and then for the next pick, I gotta go weather here. I'm gonna go 10. Adding to the dysfunction, you will watch this broadcast. I promise you. And if you don't watch it, Dan Gross is gonna write about it. Give me John Bolaris, NBC 10 version. Weather.
John Bolaris.
Nice.
So if by my calculations,
some shit.
that now means that every one of us has picked a weather person. So weather is officially off the board.
No
on
Sheena
Fox.
Parveen. Interesting.
So I had Sheena on my list, and I guess
Ross
I was
is
gonna go with Sheena if Dave Roberts was selected. But
Sheena didn't do any field work, did she? Because she theoretically could fit into that wild card category. Did she ever do work at the desk or in the?
I mean,
field?
you could draft her as a project, Russ, and see if you can convert her to a different position.
Okay.
Did Ross pick Jessica Boyington yet?
Sheena Parveen. I mean, if Tony Bruno would be upset that we didn't pick Sheena yet,
But Albert, man.
Okay, so
All right,
Who's
back
next
to
here?
Kevin.
Oh, so okay, Kyle went twice, right? All right, so let
Yeah.
me see. All right, so I need somebody from Fox. I gotta have ABC, a CBS, and an NBC. So I need somebody from Fox 29. There are some good Fox 29 sleeper picks. But the person I'm going to go with is actually another former coworker from CBS 3, and I don't know why we let go of him. It was one of the dumbest moves we ever made. But I'm going to go with the traffic guy. I'm going to go with Bob Kelly.
Oh, nice.
So much. Oh,
Jammo.
there goes the wild
The
card.
double jelly
Jammo.
donut jammo.
I got a Jammo in my my lineup now. Bad. It's bad, very bad.
Jammo it up your butt, Russ.
Jeez. Jeez.
All right.
So wait, what is Bob Kelly just on the desk for you? Is he a 3-man or is he
He's the not only is the number one traffic guy in the entire region, but he's got the personality and the charisma to be on the desk if he wanted to. I mean, I would elevate him above many of the quote unquote news people.
All right, fair enough.
All right, so that brings it back to me. I'm gonna. I have to go 6 ABC, and
There's so many good ones out there.
I'm gonna have to go. Well, I need to go with sports to fill my quota.
Tolly's still out there.
That's right. Get you
Yeah,
some
you know what? I'm gonna
tickets,
go with
too.
somebody who's got a good social media. I'm gonna go with social media presence. Somebody who rivals John Clark. I'll go with Skaversky. I'll take Skaversky here.
Jeff Skaversky.
Interesting. That
Tim is so upset with Russ's picks. Like there's such dismay.
I know.
You gotta remember, I'm
My
going
mind
for.
was wandering to something else.
Russ isn't old enough to know anybody that Tim picked. That's the
So
thing. Larry
so-
Kane, Don
Older than
Stens.
me. don't
I
get
think
it.
I think I can draft a sports personality in the last round. There's so many people you could draft. I'm going to go to NBC because I have to fill that quota. I need somebody who can give you a traffic report. Somebody who you could send out and do a little live shot field report. Somebody who went on to have deep experience at a national level reporting behind a desk. I'm going to go with Jillian Mealy,
Ooh.
Wow.
who used to do the traffic in the mornings at NBC. So, you got to think, what are people like Phil Kydell doing? They're watching the local news for weather and traffic. You got to nail those two things.
Phil watched Jillian's traffic reports even when he never left the house.
All right. Is it my last two picks here, huh? Ending the fourth round and starting
right,
the fifth. All right. I need a CBS, and I still need an anchor too. Now I like this pick. This pick is all class. Janelle Burrell. She anchors the Eyewitness News in the morning and at noon. And now I watched her when I am a proud alum of Binghamton University. And she also anchored the news when I was in Binghamton University. So
All right.
that puts her up on a pedestal. I like her. She's solid. She's got a great voice. She gets those scoops left and right. I'm just vamping here because I'm trying to think of some more things to say about Janelle.
Yeah,
But
coming up the break in 15 seconds.
I
Great
have
fourth
no
round.
idea who that is.
No? Take a
Current,
look.
old school.
Yeah. Eyewitness
she's
News.
anchoring
She does the morning and afternoon.
Jim Donovan in the mornings over there.
Yeah. I'm not going Jim. No offense to Jim. I'm not going with
You
Jim.
went modern day. You went 2021 CBS morning show.
Hey, and don't shortchange Janelle. Don't shortchange my pick here.
I'm sure she's great. I don't know who she is.
She's great.
You went with
All right.
two school.
This pick. This is the wild card round, and this is pretty much why I agreed to do this draft.
Oh.
And I'm glad I'm going ahead of Tim because I think Tim might be the only other person that would pick this.
Stan
This
Foreman.
I know.
All right. The big wild card pick here. Mort Krim. If anybody knows who Mort Krim is, I'll give them. Mort Krim was a 70s anchor for KYW Channel 3 back in the day. He is, and this is confirmed, he is the everything that Will Ferrell based Ron Burgundy on in Anchorman.
Yeah.
And this guy, he still is an anchor in Detroit. He made several appearances in a great show called Detroiters on Comedy Central. And he's in the broadcast, but he's a Broadcast Pioneer Hall of Fame inductee in 2010. He's an active pilot, and he would fly his own plane to cover stories back in the 70s and interview people.
That's hardcore.
Wow.
It's great. And last but not least, he's on the White Stripes, their Elephant album. He introduced one of their songs for them. He's a legend. He's an absolute legend.
That's a good pick. That's a
Mort
good
Krim, welcome to the team.
Wow.
And next, Coggin's going to give us 1,000 words on why Wilt Chamberlain is better than Joel Embiid.
That's right.
So
I
I gotta
have
go
a
sports here. I need a sports anchor. And before I depart here, I did want to take this guy, Stan Borman. I was doing some research on this, and I pulled up that old Frank Rizzo clip where he calls the reporter a crumb bum. And that was Stan Borman. He also called him a lush. If you haven't seen this clip, you don't know what I'm talking about, please look it up on YouTube.
The challenge, except I'll put my dog away and I'll come back. And you got 1, 2, 3. And I'll do it along with you. In that back of that fence. Just the 3 of us, 4 of us, me and you. Show you what kind of a man you are. You're less than a man. Okay? You're a crumb creep. And I wouldn't take that off of nobody. And there's 3 of you and I'm by myself. And when it's over, there'll be nothing to it. Win or lose, okay? But you don't have the courage. You're a real crumb bum.
Anyway, I need a sports guy. I need a guy who, if he tells me he's got tickets to an event, he actually has the tickets. I'm going with Billy Vargas, Billy V.
Ooh.
Wow.
Fox.
Some deep cuts here, man.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I want.
It's a very narrow stable.
It's like a Jordan Mailata selection there.
Yeah.
Man.
Real project pick.
Well, listen, I'm embarrassed for you guys because I'm about to just drop the death blow here on you guys. This thing shouldn't even be close. I mean, if I come,
are we skipping my pick? Is that what's happening here, Kevin?
Oh, well, I mean, go ahead. You're going to lose anyway.
That's
Does it
so.
really matter at this point in
I'm
time?
going to come back to the importance of diversity on this show.
I know you're not going to pick the guy I was thinking of because you probably weren't alive when he was.
Probably not.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with somebody who is the personification of Philadelphia. Somebody who's tough, somebody who can take a punch in the field and come back and crush it en español. I'm going to go with Iris Delgado from Telemundo 62. Those of you who are unaware, not that long ago, Iris Delgado was reporting from outside of City Hall. She got punched in the face. It led to a criminal, I think, proceeding against the woman. Iris Delgado back on the air. Bango. I need somebody who can be tough in the field, somebody who can fight back if and when Mike Jerk makes an inappropriate comment, somebody who has the class to sit on the screen with Yuki Washington. I think this is a perfect thing. And by the way, I believe, unless I'm incorrect, I believe this might be the only Hispanic person on this entire list. So once again, Russ is here for diversity. I have people of color across my lineup, and I have, the ability.
I heard that Glenn Hurricane Schwartz.
In Espanol, that's very important.
I heard that Hurricane's getting paid more though.
In the greater Philadelphia area.
Yeah,
I heard you're paying Hurricane Schwartz more, so I'm
there's income inequality. Well, he's a first-round draft pick, so he gets 5 years guaranteed contract too when he comes in. That's all good, Russ. I should point out that you did the diversity thing after I had to lecture you on it first, though. So you're a follower, not a leader. It's absolutely pitiful that this guy fell all the way to me with my luxury pick at number 5. I mean, this is like the equivalent of the Browns getting like Owusu Koromoa in the second round after the Eagles and everybody else passed up on him. He recently retired. He did 42 years at Action News. Seriously, the fact that he hasn't even been mentioned yet is pathetic. I'm finishing my draft with Vernon Odom.
Good pick.
That's a good pick.
He was on my board. He was on my.
Mm-hmm.
Vernon, who came down to Subaru Park once to do a soccer story, and he asked me for advice because he didn't know anything about soccer, and he pronounced it, instead of pronouncing it FIFA, he called it FIFA. That's my Vernon Odom memory.
I bet it had
Kevin, it's a shame.
dulcet tones behind it.
Yeah, it was
Velvety
very,
voice.
yeah.
I look forward to our sports telecast draft when Kevin drafts Tommy Smith, the pride.
Yeah, the onion bag. Yeah.
The
All
onion
right.
bag.
So this is going to be the last overall pick, right? Now, I'm going to take a minute to get there because I want to point out some of the genuine national talent that was eligible for this draft, but no one really took.
Don Lemon.
I think we all respect the institution of Philly TV, and we're not just going to pick someone who's transient here and use it as a stepping stone. But you had Chanel Jones, by the way, who I picked, I think was here long enough. She helped establish that Fox Good Day show, right? I mean, her and Mike are like the OG for that type of show. But you got Don Lemon, guys who would have been eligible here. John Facenda had a stint on Philly TV News.
Yeah.
Ed McMahon, Andrea Mitchell, Brian Williams. So none of us reached, right, and went for the luxury pick like that. So I'm proud of everybody.
I'm glad, because that's kind of cheap. Like, it's local TV at the end of the day,
Is Kyle setting this up to preface his cheap pick, or is he just going with the Adam Joseph pick that he's been waiting for in his polo shirt with 2 buttons undone?
I
Getting
love
cozy like Craig over there.
I love Adam Joseph, right? But there's a lot of talent, and I still don't think a lot of us have reached back deep, right? I mean, you're talking, look, I could go dysfunctional, right? I could go dysfunctional and take Monica Melpass alongside Larry Menti, right? I mean, that would be a little nuts, right? Not going to do it, right? The fact that we want to draft out Monica Melpass or Lisa Thomas-Laurie being selected, not good.
Renee Chenault Fatah.
Jessica Savage, right?
Yeah.
But in that vein, I think I got to go. Oh, man, this is tough. You know what, though? Not even going to do it. Not even going to go for the feel good. I was going to reach here. I'm going to follow. I'm going to go with Rick Williams.
Who's your reach going to be?
Rick Williams.
Rick Williams.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
I mean,
Not bad.
just steady as a rock. He hasn't aged. I mean, him and Cecily are the same age as when they got here 30 years ago.
Yeah, they look the same.
Same people.
That's a good pick, Kyle. The Action News stable is just completely stacked. You could go. I mean, they had like OG reporters who were there for 40 years. You could go with like Kathy Gandolfo,
Mark Howard,
Nora Mashanic, Mark Howard. I mean, Walt Hunter wasn't even mentioned at CBS.
Jim O'Brien.
Yeah.
I thought about Jim O'Brien, Jessica Savage, if you wanted to go for the feels on those guys.
Howard Eskin, Fox 29.
I thought about that one, yeah.
Sally Ann Mosey was out there too.
So we bring Craig into.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so Craig, I'm gonna lay this one out. I'm gonna lay this one out for you guys. Here is our draft as it stands, Craig. So as you're looking to go through, Robert's team. Remember, he had the first overall pick in the draft. He took Philly institution Jim Gardner. With his second pick, he took John Clark, Kathy Orr with his third pick, Janelle Burrell with his fourth pick, and then Mort Krim.
Mort. That's name in the draft, please.
Tim's team consisted of utility player Larry Kane. His second pick in the draft was Donna Stensland. Dave.
Donna Stens.
Yeah, sorry,
Just disrespectful.
Jesus Christ.
Rush just asked in the chat which team Dave Roberts played for.
I was asking which ones you guys. Well, I knew that Vi was a potential thing. I didn't catch it as I was going through.
What?
All right.
Roberts?
So Dave Roberts was his third pick. His fourth pick was Jillian Mealy, and then his final pick was Billy Vargas. My team, really the all-star squad of diversity. So, Craig, if you don't pick it, it's clear that you're going to be canceled. Hurricane Schwartz, Yuki Washington, with Mike Jarek, Jeff Skaversky, and Iris Delgado. Kevin's team, Pat Shraki, Cecily Tynan, Vice Kema.
Wait, are you serious?
Kelly. I'm intentionally gonna mess up some names. And then finally he had Vernon Odom, and then the maestro picks Gary Papa,
of course.
Larry Mendty.
Oh my God.
You can play this game. I'm just playing this game, guys.
This is painful.
And then he had Chanel Jones, John Belaris, and finally Rick Williams.
Russ doesn't know who any of these people are. Russ is like 22 years old. He grew up in Pottsville. Did you watch Channel 69 News up there? Did you watch WFMZ?
No, I watched, so it was WNEP.
The Scranton
Fox
channel?
56.
Oh,
Had,
God.
You got to pick here. So,
all right,
Craig,
go ahead.
do you
So,
know
Craig,
enough of these people to make a decision
Craig,
here?
do you want me to share the spreadsheet so you can see these picks one more time?
Oh, I have them in order. We're good.
A year from now, there's a famous video of Jets draft blunders, and a year from now, I predict there will be a Russell draft blunders.
It's like an
YouTube video
all-time
published.
embarrassment.
Yes.
It's a good draft. I think
It's
you
Look at
guys,
John
you guys
Gruden.
are
First team
incredibly
was Mike
short-sighted.
Jarrett and Jeff Skversky.
Twitter is going to go with me because Jeff Skversky is going to see that he's on there and he's going to retweet the hell out of it. You guys are going to lose. Craig,
Ross is playing
this
for
is-
That's cheap.
Craig, this is
I was going to pick a dead
up
guy.
to you. You get to pick the the two that you want to hear a little bit more about. This is
So
like
I
the dating
think
game.
Russ was smart in realizing that his judge is the same age as him and has a limited knowledge.
Oh my god.
But
Oh,
and
this
it
is
would be an
terrible.
entertaining group. But I will not give Russ the golden ticket to the final round.
Ooh.
It's a shame.
Tim,
Hashtag cancel Craig.
I know 2 of those people, and that's it. So just by pure ignorance on my end, you will also be joining Russ in the loser circle.
Wow, like Kentucky, he's got the star, but he can't get it done.
And now it got a little tough here. Came down to Kyle or Kevin. I really love.
You got to pick 2, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I really love Gary Papa and John Belaris. Cecily and Vi, great people. I think I have to go with Kyle because of the Rick Williams at the end.
It's because he's your boss.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, my team is so deep, right?
So we have
What are you, like Generation Z? Like you guys never heard of any of these people?
Kevin's got the
Also-
best team. As somebody actually knows who these people are, Kevin's team is the
A
best.
broadcast professional who, hang on.
Kevin went too fringe. You can't go fringe and
Kevin's team is
Oh,
like
he's
a
pulling out his
Oh.
Emmy. Oh no.
Jesus Christ.
he pulls
Look
out.
at-
It's a local Emmy. Give me a break.
I was on the field now.
Yeah, it's not the one from California.
And then
So-
Robert was a shoe-in. You can't
Oh.
pass on any team that has Gardner.
Craig, you're a big Mort Krim guy too. I knew that about you.
That actually was a little enjoyable fact. And Anchorman is a phenomenal movie. So
There you go.
All right, so do we get to make
Perfect.
our case now?
So to
Let's be
recap,
made-
we've got
made
Kyle versus Robert in the final. Guys, you each get, let's say, 30 seconds to make your final case for why you should be the inaugural winner of Dumb Drafts.
All right, who goes first?
Craig, who do you want to have start? Or should we flip
I
a
will
coin?
have Kyle go first.
All right. So the obvious.
Starts now.
Gary Papa is an absolute legend in this town. We're dealing with a sports fan audience. None did it better than Gary Papa, right? Okay, so then if you look at the rest of the roster, we got the best sports guy. We got John Belaris, who is genuinely entertaining and knows weather. Despite that storm blunder 30 years ago, John knows his stuff and gives a shit, right? Beyond that, Chanel Jones, one of the most fun TV shows in Philadelphia history, was the Good Day Show. Now she's on the Today Show. And then you round that out with a steady guy like Rick Williams and who was my other pick? Larry Metzi. Larry Metzi. You got to mix it up. He was
There
a
you go.
great newsman.
He
All right,
can't
so
even
that's-
name his 5 picks.
Since Kyle got 35 seconds, Robert, you now get 35 seconds of your own, and you can start now.
I'm going to the
All right,
bathroom.
yeah.
This is
Gary
a joke.
Papa. All right, Gary Papa, legend. I agree. Jim Gardner transcends time and space. He is the king of this town. Yeah, it is a sports audience, but everyone loves Jim Gardner. Bookend it with my man Mort Krim. You need somebody to fly their own plane to cover a story. He's your man. Janelle Burrell. We're getting the young group in here, the young audience. Johnny Airport. Any interview you need, Johnny's got it. And then Kathy Orr, she's rounding it out. Class, regality. The answer is clear. Jim Gardner, Jim Gardner, Jim Gardner, Jim Gardner, Jim Gardner, Jim Gardner. Bang.
All right. And that is your
Can I
35
just
seconds.
say that Johnny Airport is following in Gary
Whoa.
Papa's footsteps?
Hold on a second.
And the
Whoa,
Kathy
whoa.
Orr is following in J-Bo's oversized sport coat.
Kyle
I mean,
going,
like, come
Kyle
on.
going a little bit Trumpian
Please
here,
wrong.
throwing out the barbs after the final round has been concluded.
I'll
right,
keep it
Craig.
all class and say Kyle had a great team, but the answer is all clear.
All right, Craig, it is now the moment of truth, our inaugural episode of Dumb Drafts, the one that will set the stage for the rest of this show. Who is
Rigged.
the first winner of Dumb Drafts?
It has to be Robert. I mean,
Oh, there it is.
Goddard. Fucking kidding me.
Number one. Jim, I
Look at that, man.
expect an
Well,
interview
what-
tonight.
What was the deciding
okay.
factor?
You team up John Clark and Mort Krim. They take over the
Oh,
Scots.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Wow.
Beautiful.
so
Mort
that is
Krim.
our
I
first
knew Mort
episode
Krim would
of
pay
Dumb
dividends.
Draft.
You went with air
make
cover.
sure-
That was your deciding thing. Was air cover.
This is getting
Jim Gardner is
Unbelievable. One guy
It's
flies
getting
the
heated.
plane, the other is there when it
Before-
lands. Is that the
before
deal?
Kyle runs around his on his crusade against the bike riders in shore towns and about windmills out in the ocean. It's probably about time to end. Make sure you follow us over on Twitter at Dumb Drafts. Of course, guys, why don't you plug where people can find you specifically on Twitter to give you an extra earful? Let's start with our winner, Robert, over on Twitter at.
All right. Officially at R Linehan XL for everything sports betting regulations, and then at Cog and Toboggan for everything else. 1-0. Thank you, boys.
Let's go with runner-up Kyle.
Yeah, so I actually have a new Twitter account that I could plug here. So it's Kyle. Actually, I don't know what it is. It's Kyle Scott L. So formerly the Crossing Broad account. Now that we are owned by XL Media, it is Kyle Scott L, all one word, and that's where you can find me.
Craig, who finished third? That was
I
Kevin, right? Kevin.
I don't give a shit. The judging was bullshit.
At Kevin_Kincaid. I'm guessing Tim was fourth. Was Tim fourth?
Yes.
All right, so Tim.
East Russian judges, Kevin. What can you do? My Twitter handle is RileyT7.
All right, and of course, I'm on Twitter at JoyOnBroad. Make sure you go check out crossingbroad.com for all of your sports betting needs, all of your Philadelphia coverage. We'll certainly be back here very soon with more episodes of Dumb Drafts. But for our first episode, Robert's the winner. Robert 1-0, top of the power rankings. Thanks for tuning in. We'll talk to you again soon with another Dumb Draft.
We'll see what the public has to say.